Bang! What's going on, y'all? You are in the zone with V and Z. We are back. What's going on, Z?
I'm hanging, man. I'm happy to be back. Another week, another dub.
Yes,
The
sir.
marathon continues. We still alive, baby. So I'm happy.
Yeah, man.
Feeling
It,
good.
it, it was tough for that, month and a half, 2 month stretch when the Bills weren't playing the best to come in here with some positive thoughts. But lo and behold, like we told people to do, man. We said it last week. We said the week before. RELAX, right? And add four more X's on there. We told the people relax. We told the people calm down. We told people to step outside of their bubble. We told the people to touch some grass. We told people to get some sunlight. And this is why. When you got talent, when you got a franchise quarterback, when you got most of your pieces in place, you got your head coach in place, sometimes things will work itself out, especially when you look around the league and quarterbacks are dropping like flies.
It's been a
Um,
crazy year for that.
right.
Damn.
Yeah, it's been, I mean, what, we're up to like 9, 10 quarterbacks. CJ Stroud, obviously, is the latest one to go down with an injury, even though his is not season ending, just missing time
Yeah,
in
this time of the year
December.
might as well be.
Yeah,
They
missing
lose
time.
these two games.
Uh,
It might be season over. So
right. Yeah, missing time in December is just rough on any
right.
key player that you might have. I mean, we right in the thick of a wild card race and quiet as kept. We in a race for the damn title, division title. So that's what gets me excited. That's what gets me pumped up. I know not everybody in Buffalo love January home games, but I always say, man, anytime you get a chance to host a playoff game, that's a victory. It didn't work out that way last year when we hosted Cincinnati, but nobody really wants to come here and play the Buffalo Bills in January, especially when it looked like they got something brewing. And that's what we'll dive into. So I'll get right to it so we can look forward. Take a step back. Let's look at the Dallas game. Views from the couch. What did you see? What did you like, man? Talk to me.
I like it was a stress-free game. My heart was happy. I feel like it's been a minute since we had one of those. So it was good to be able to watch a game, not ever really feel like it was in doubt. Like after the first I don't even know the first quarter, even after the first couple of drives, you realize like, this game is about to teeter real quick. So it was nice to see them dominate a game. Like it was straight, bro. I'm bigger than you. I'm stronger than you. You can't stop me.
Right.
Regardless of what you're gonna do, I'm about to run this ball down your throat. And that's what they did from start to finish. I mean, when you can win a game convincingly by 21 points with Josh Allen throwing less than 100 yards and you run for 250 plus
Right.
in December at that, it's like shit. I mean, that's a recipe for success.
Yeah.
And it was nice to see it. I mean, it was pure domination, though. I knew this game was going to come down to the trenches. And Bills O line, they stepped up in the run game. Pass game, I mean, they was man. But again, in the run game, they was opening holes left and right. James Cook hitting the hole with aggression, quick, decisive.
Yeah.
I mean, he's 4 yards up the field before he's even getting touched.
Love it.
I mean, I saw the average 4.2 yards before contact.
Right. Crazy.
So it's like you pulling them type of numbers. Oh, you gonna have a big day,
Right. And
and
that's
it,
going
it should have been even bigger.
right. And that's going back to those Shady McCoy days when the offensive line with Incognito and them boys was creating holes. And we'll see Shady gliding in much respect to his quickness and his ability to make people miss. Our offensive line back then in that Rex Ryan era was pretty stout. So
Mhm.
yeah, I'll let you finish off.
Yeah, no, I mean to see them dominate on offense, especially up front, was beautiful. On the defense, the way that back seven played, I mean, it's not like Dallas is slouches. They're a very, 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 very good team. But to hold CD Lamb in check until the last garbage time drive, I mean, Brandon Cooks, I mean, I don't even know if he had a catch.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I mean, Tony Pollard is a hell of a running back. He had no impact on the game. Dak never looked comfortable.
Yeah, the tight end too.
Yeah, it's just like it was pure domination. It's like McDermott and the defense knew exactly what Dallas wanted to do, and they were a step ahead of them every single time.
Right.
I mean, Dallas moved the ball that first drive, and they shot themselves in the foot with a couple penalties, and then a key stop, and then that was it. I mean, other than that, they did not move anything. It was just constant pressure,
Yeah.
constant in your face defense. Secondary did a great job of capping routes. No one was getting over the top. Cooks did get open on that first drive, but they couldn't hit him. But it's a master class of an ass whooping on both sides of the ball, and it was nice to see the Bills on the ass whooping side of it. And
Facts.
I mean, this team was coming in on a 5-game win streak, so again, it's not like they were facing a good team on a down streak or a down stretch.
Yeah,
They're
it was hot.
facing arguably the hottest team in the league at the time,
It was
and
the big Dak MVP coming in.
yeah, big Dak MVP energy was coming through. And they literally punched them boys in the face. I mean, Deion Dawkins blocking homeboy 20 yards down the field on some disrespectful stuff.
Debo.
Bro, and that wasn't the only play he was doing that.
Yeah, he
I
was
mean,
looking
you
like
got Spencer Brown pulling all day, destroying boys. I said, yo, y'all on shit today.
yeah,
I said, hold a second. First of all, I never want to see this 6'8", 300-pound man coming around the edge and about to block me. But to actually get him out and let him use his athleticism, now they can run that trap play to both sides. Like, yo, that's a game changer. And now I'm excited to see how they play off that. Because now
right.
teams got to be mindful of it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, y'all on shit. Y'all on shit. You got Ty Johnson up there playing tight end on a couple snaps. I said, what the fuck is y'all doing? Yeah, okay, y'all in y'all bag right now. I see you, Brady. I
Big
said,
Dak.
okay. You throwing shit on tape right now. I see you.
And that's the beauty of it because if you look at last week's script to this script, it's like, oh, so y'all went with, all right, let's take advantage of what the defense we're playing is giving us. And if the
Mm-hmm.
defense give me 6 defensive backs,
Okay.
okay, we're gonna put our hard hats on. We're gonna give you 3 different running backs. We're gonna give you different looks. You're
I'm gonna
not
run straight at your man that's 205 pounds
right,
and
right.
see if he can stop us. And he no.
And if he doesn't prove he can stop us, we're gonna go right back to it. We're not gonna
Right.
switch up. We're not gonna
It-
outsmart ourselves
right.
because
And it made Micah Parsons a non-factor.
right. Because
You
that was
can't do what you do if I don't throw.
yeah, and that was one of my small parts that I didn't like in games in the past or years past when they would just like outsmart themselves in like short
Right.
yardage situations. You got a 6'5" quarterback. You
Getting
got
cute.
right. And they would just get cute in these second and third and one. Like, you know how many times in
Bro,
that
go get that yard, fam. What are you doing? Go get that yard, fam. Stop
right.
playing.
Right. You know how many times in that game, and I've seen them do it over the last few weeks on 2nd and 1 and 3rd and 1. They're just handing the ball off,
QB sneak,
or they
quick
just
handoff.
right.
Easy.
Like
Give me the yard.
right, not even thinking, but I also like the fact that it seems like they're playing with more of a pace, more of a tempo.
Mhm.
I preached that in the first 5 weeks of the year. I'm like, yo, the Bills need to be playing with a certain pace. That doesn't mean hurry up, but it just means
Yeah, a
have some
little bit of urgency.
have a little bit of urgency. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When it's 2nd and 1, I don't need you huddling up for 30 seconds just to come up with a play for 2nd and 1. When it's
Right.
second,
Bro, run that damn ball.
right. When it's 2nd and 1, I need the call to come down. Yo, QB sneak it real quick so we can move on to first down. All right, bet. Boom. So that's all Philly do. That's all the smart teams do. That's all Baltimore does. That's all San Francisco does. They don't outsmart themselves in short yardage situation. And I think right now the Bills are showing like, yo, we're not gonna overthink it. If it calls for a QB sneak, we're gonna QB sneak. If it calls for us getting the ball in Cook's hand, we're gonna do that. If it calls for play action down the middle to Kincaid, we're gonna do that. If it calls for it being Diggs time, we're gonna get the ball to Diggs. So that's what I wanted to piggyback off. Any particular player outside of the obvious James Cook that you really just admired watching on Sunday? Because we can talk about James Cook for like
Yeah,
15.
easily James Cook, obviously, but I feel like there's a ton. Uh, I mentioned Deion Dawkins. Like, I mean, he's been playing at a Pro Bowl level all year,
Definitely.
but as the anchor of this offensive line, just seeing what he's doing. So shout out to him. Shout out to Spencer Brown. I think Terrell Dodson brought the juice last week. I mean, he got that penalty early, but it's also a tone setting penalty at the same time.
Right.
Uh, I also thought it was kind of weak, but he brought the juice. He was flying. He was filling gaps really good. Terrell Bernard, just being the captain of this defense and putting everybody in the right place. I thought Jordan Poyer had a hell of a game. He played a lot of deep safety. I thought Cam Lewis was balling. Like I could mention like 12 different players who really who really had a great game. But those are the ones that really stand out. But I think Dodson had a really solid game. Cam Lewis, when he steps in, he's been great. Seeing this corner tandem of Bernard and Douglas, really locking in, and obviously Terran Johnson doing what he does. But
Benford. I know what you mean. Benford.
what did I say?
Bernard. It is easier
Oh
to
yeah, thank you. Yeah, Benford and Douglas and Johnson. But it's just like them boys came ready. And shout out to McDermott for having that defense ready. Them boys was ready for the Cowboys. They ain't stand a chance.
Yeah, no, I like what you said because I want to piggyback off that too. And obviously, shout out the offensive linemen,
You're
everybody.
right, I named half the damn team.
Yeah, tackle to tackle. You know, the great guards that we got with McGovern. I mean, what additions did we add? I mean, not only did Spencer Brown improve, not only has Deion Dawkins taken a step, but like watching how much McGovern has improved our offensive line, watching how much Osiris has
Yeah.
improved our left side, and then watching Mitch Morse just do his job. Like, hey, guess what?
Just showing up and just
Right,
being
he like,
steady
I've
as
been
always.
steady. I just been waiting for the rest of these motherfuckers to join me.
Right.
Right. So now he got a solid five. And then of course we can talk about the running backs all day. Wide receivers, I thought Diggs it was good seeing him get a one-handed catch in because
That was a fire catch.
part of what makes Diggs is that he gonna give you a highlight every
Yeah.
2 to 3 games. And he got his highlight real catch. I thought the tight ends, obviously Dalton is gonna want to have those 2 drops back. But that's something as a rookie, you just say, you know what? No matter the conditions, that next time I gotta get that ball. And I'm
Yeah.
sure Dawson can have that talk with him, like, hey, bro, I've been there.
Shit, the
Just
whole team right now dropping the ball at a crazy. I
right.
mean, Diggs had another drop too. Cook had another drop. Like, yo, that's one area that they definitely need to tighten up because it's
Yeah.
been last 4 or 5 weeks have been way too many drops. But the passing game as a whole last week didn't look great. I mean, thankfully they didn't need to, but it's like it's still not clicking on all cylinders just yet.
Yeah, and the fun thing about it that I love is that they're still putting points on the board.
Right. They still
Right,
dropped a 30 burger.
right. That's the what third time in 4 games they've dropped more than 30 points. And guess
Yeah.
what? All 4 of those teams have very good defenses. So that's why
Mhm.
I'm impressed because I'm like, you mean to tell me we done dropped 30 burgers 3 times in the last 4 weeks and our passing game isn't even where we
It's not
know.
even clicking. Right.
Right. We know because we saw it early in the year with Diggs getting involved, with Dalton getting involved. We saw Davis have a couple moments. We've seen Khalil Shakir have moments. It's like, wait till we get all 4 on the same page. Dawson Knox just came back. So wait till we get him in and to having his 5 targets a game. Cook running up the sideline, catching his 4 to 5 a game, along with Davis, along with Diggs. Like that's what makes these analysts, I think, really buy into the Bills really being back because they're like, yo, I'm watching the team that's, of course, running the ball dominantly, but they're like, we still haven't seen Dave's go back to his 100 yard. We have still haven't seen Diggs get back to 100 yard receiving games, a touchdown or two. Haven't seen Dawson Knox really make his acrobatic catch yet down the
Mhm.
sidelines. And Josh has really just been playing like, hey, I'm taking what the defense give me type of ball right now. And that's perfect right now because we all know Allen can put on his cape when he needs to. We all know that if it's 4th and 3 and we need to get a first down, we know Allen can take that ball and tell Sebo and all those boys, like, oh, block in front of me. I'm about to go ahead and
Mhm.
get this 3. So that's what makes the Bills scary. I mean, you looking at the Steelers, who you scared of? All right, Mason Rudolph. All right, next. You're looking at the Cincinnati Bengals. All right, the luck and the ball has rolled your way a couple of times. But do you mean to tell me I'm supposed to fare Browning against Josh Allen in the playoffs? Next. We look at the other teams that we fighting with. Like I told you, CJ Stroud out. We may get whoever we gonna get. Case Keenum out there this weekend. So like the Bills are in prime position to do what they got to do. We'll look ahead, but I think overall, views from the stadium, it was loud once again. So shout out to all the fans that came out there, making all that noise that was made. I try to use my voice, but a lot of times my voice is dead by the first quarter, so I just rely on the people around me. A lot of Dallas fans there. Wish it was more in my section because I definitely was in the mood to talk more trash. Didn't really get a chance to because I'm just like, man, where y'all at? Y'all was all in the parking lots, all in the tailgates. Y'all was all yelling, "Here we go," and doing all that dumb shit. I'm like, where y'all at now? Because I'm ready to talk, but I'm just like, all right, it's cool. I live in a section where it's mainly Bills fans, which I love. And yeah, it was cool to see a lot of Dallas fans was out there. But guess what? When you got to send them back home, you know what I mean? Dripping with that rain on them, you know what I mean? Dripping with an L on them. They quiet.
Ah,
They walking up the steps. They got their head down. Yeah,
depressed as hell.
yeah, you came to, I mean, you came to Western New York for this. Damn, that flight back home.
Long as
Man,
hell.
I was telling motherfuckers, y'all, go ahead, get that engine going. You know what I mean? Get
Yeah,
that.
I might as well leave right
I'm
now.
gonna get to the airport now. Like
Yeah.
I was saying that to motherfuckers in the third quarter. Like, yo,
Beat the
get
traffic.
the car running now. I yelled that a couple times, but nah, it was fun being there, man. I love being there when it's a Bills blowout. Obviously, the nail biters are cool, but the average Bills fan, we done been through the stressful game. So it's like, yo, give me the win by 21. Give me the win by 30. Cause we like to have fun. You know how it is in the stadium when motherfuckers
Hmm.
out. That shit turned into a party. You know what I mean?
Right.
You start playing the songs, motherfuckers is there, like, hey, ski, all that. So
Ah,
yeah, so all that, it was real.
not the sexy red.
Nah, it'd be real fun though. I tell people all the time, man, you get a chance to go to a Bills home game, especially while we got our franchise quarterback and while we have this team. Get to one. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the prices be looking like for the average game, but I do know that shit, it may be New England game coming up that you can get to. But if you can get out there for a game, man, the atmosphere is real. And like I said, hopefully we get a playoff game here so we can really turn it up one more notch. Because
Yeah, man. I
tell you right
definitely
now,
need.
ain't nobody trying to come here. I'm
Nah.
I'm telling you that, right?
First of all, no one want to see the Bills at all right now.
Right. Period. Yep.
If this team can just roll out these next three, take care of business.
Stay
No,
healthy.
no one is gonna. Not Baltimore, not Kansas City, not Jacksonville, not Miami. No, nobody wants to play this team.
Yeah. It's scary because when you look at the best player on the team being, Josh Allen, um, when you see that he hasn't even had an MVP performance type game since what? September, even though he balled out in Philly and he balled out what was that game? Kansas City was cool, but like
You
crazy.
talking 350, three
Yeah,
touchdowns, rushing
yeah.
touchdown.
And
Yeah.
and that's in the tuck. Yeah, I mean, we know
Mhm.
Josh got that joint tucked under the skin like
Right.
y'all need me to pull this one out. Y'all know.
Yeah.
I got one
And
bag.
because I'm like, yo, listen, I don't know how the rest of the season gonna play out. Whether they end up in the wild card, whether they end up in winning the division. If they end up in a wild card in Jacksonville or Miami or whoever it is, congratulations, you won your division, and here's your prize. You get the Bills coming to your house.
Taxis.
It's like, oh damn,
So we got a
damn.
We gotta play, we gotta play, huh? We
We
gotta
gotta
play
play who? Oh, damn. The first game,
at
they
Oliver.
coming here? Wow.
Yeah. And they coming in the all white unis, popping hella shit. Like, yeah, we ready.
Right.
You know what I mean? Rasul
But
Douglas.
yeah, I just need these boys to take care of business though. Because again, I think it'd be a crime for them not to make the playoffs. But if they don't, it's because they shot themselves in the foot though.
For sure. First half of the season should have never. I mean, I really should say middle part of the season. Middle part of the season should have never happened. Um,
Yeah.
you got. I don't even care if you split those games, but you can't go like I don't know 2-3 during that stretch. Like
You can't lose to New England. I mean, that's really you can't lose to New England
and Denver,
and Denver. And you shouldn't have lost to the Jets the way you lost to them because you
right?
you
And
was
the
able to get
Giants game
right.
should have been close. So it was a lot of
Yeah.
it was a lot of iffy stuff going on. I'll give Tampa Bay credit; they've been balling this year. So I ain't gonna say much about the Tampa game because we really controlled that game for the most
Yeah, I
part.
mean that game was never really close. It
Right.
was
But like you said, New England, Denver, Giants shouldn't have been what it was. But like
Mhm.
again, I
I
tell
don't
people,
think Jags should have been either, but
all right,
you
it
know,
is what
here
it
we-
is. But here we are though. I tell people like this: who you playing the next two games?
yeah.
Games you can get back. Those games that you were supposed to win early, you win these two here. The great thing I love about these next two games, they AFC opponents. Get
Hmm.
that AFC win total back where it need to be. You know what I mean? So we can eliminate some of these other tiebreakers because a lot of those tiebreakers is just because they got more AFC wins. All right, cool. Let's stack the next two and let's go into Miami war ready. Like, yo, we here.
Right.
Just so y'all know, knock knock is for the title.
And
It
the thing is, bro, like how depending how things play out, that week 18 game might be
might be for the
like
two
we
seed.
either we win the division or we win this game or we don't make the playoffs at all.
All right,
Like
right,
that option is still there.
right. Oh yeah, nah, it could be ugly in that direction. It's just my thought process is obviously one game at a time. We can
Take care
talk
of business though. Yeah.
But if you take care of these next two and you going in there with 10 wins, um, it's highly likely that hey, you may drop to the seventh spot. I mean, for them to drop out, that means one of those other three teams that we're in a race with, they gotta be like rolling. And the thing that I love about the way the schedule rolls out for us is that what I got a package at the front. Sorry,
You
y'all.
got the whoop whoop.
Yeah, you know how that go. And we be checking stuff. So y'all see in real time how this should be for me. Cause I don't play that shit. I be looking. Let's see. What's this package? It's just a package. I'll get that in a minute, y'all. Shout out to y'all seeing real time life shit be going down. Um, but yeah, pick up where I left off. Like a lot of those teams like in the mix with us, they play each other. So that's what I
Mhm.
love. Like even starting this weekend, we got Pittsburgh versus Houston. We got Cleveland playing.
Yeah, and I'm kind of tight though, because last week, man, some of them games was going in our direction, but
Man,
some
listen,
trash teams couldn't finish. I'm like, yo, man, Chicago had me tight, Minnesota had me tight. I'm like, yo, y'all really
I
lost
had
that
one job. Yeah,
at one job,
I had one job. Tennessee blew it. Like
right? And
they
all
come.
them teams was right there. I said, yo, this is about to work out crazy, and it didn't fall that way. But again, at the end of the day, Bills still need to take care of business.
Right. Take care of business, man. And that's why I always say if you take care of your business in front of you, everything else will take care of itself. I mean, it's like the life lesson we learn when we talk about life. Like we get too
Mhm.
caught up looking ahead. Well, what if this happens? Well, what if that happens? Or what if on my way here I run into this? Control what you can control. And I think
Right.
that's the biggest message inside of, excuse me, One Bills Drive. Them coaches probably telling the boys, yo, we play the Chargers this week. Forget about what Baltimore doing. Forget about this team. We play the Chargers. Let's focus on executing our game plan against the Chargers, and let's take it after that. After that, then we'll look at New England, and then after that, then we'll look at Miami. And then guess what? We got the veterans in this locker room. That's the one thing I love about this Bills team. Like, I know analysts will call it being homers and all of that. The one thing I love, and Diggs makes sure he bring it up a lot in his press conferences. He'll say, "Thing I love about this team is we battle tested." And I 1,000% believe that. Like this team has
Mhm.
literally, like the nucleus of this team has
I've been
been
here.
hell and back, like literal hell and back together.
Right.
So it's like, oh, the Bills got a big week 18 game. They looking at you like,
Do we?
uh,
That's what we do.
uh, we
Every
big.
game is like this.
We had to play a week after we saw one of our players die on the field and come back to life. We had to play games where we was in the trenches in the AFC Championship game against Kansas City. We was in a game where it was back and forth, a 2-minute span where 31 points were scored. Y'all don't know what it's like to play at a high level. We've been there before. All our
Right.
greats, Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer, you know what I mean? Fucking Jordan Phillips, Ed Oliver, Greg Rousseau, AJ Epinesa, Diggs, Davis, Josh Allen, of course.
Right.
Like what? A big game? Mm, that's cute. A big game?
And the thing is, the part that excites me though is like, yo, the bigger the stage, the more Josh Allen shows up.
Yeah, it's a fact. Because he gotta let the people know. Like this Buffalo Dallas game, like I know we didn't talk about it too much. This Buffalo Dallas game was big.
It was massive.
And these motherfuckers rolled out there like, yeah, anyway, yo, pass me the cigar. All right. When you
Mhm.
play Madden later at 9 o'clock, all right, I'm gonna holler
Yeah.
at you.
So like, they just need to take care 1 week at a time, but
That's it. But we're gonna move
because it's
right on.
already the playoffs.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
it's
yeah. The
win or
play-
go home at this
right,
point.
right. The playoffs started for the Bills 3 weeks ago, and they knew that.
Yeah.
They went to that Philadelphia game, and that's why that game was so crazy. They went to that Philly game like, yo, we gotta go now. Fuck a bye
Right.
week. We gotta turn this shit up now. And that's why we saw the game went to overtime. Hated the weather conditions, but the Bills are showing once again, and we gonna get to the Chargers game. The Bills showing once again, any weather, any condition, we can play ball.
Right.
That's the second time in 3 games they had to deal with the rain coming down. Motherfuckers having to deal with all of that. And most teams will want to be like, yo, shit, where the locker room at? I'm,
Right.
be outside. I'm not trying to be out here. And these motherfuckers are
Yeah.
still trying to give it they all. Now they've had some drops, of course, but like these boys are still giving it they all out there on the field. And as a fan, that's all I want. I just want to see y'all boys give me 200%, and I can live with the result. So, moving right along. I know anytime we go virtual on y'all and we don't be in person, we try to keep things short. So I'm gonna try to stay true to what I always say and get us out of here under an hour. Um, Chargers. I know we got some injuries on their side, but any matchup in particular you looking for?
Yeah, I mean it's tough. Like games like this are so unpredictable. When you have a bad team, just fired a coach, in this case, just fired a GM, fired a couple assistant coaches, got interim tags now. Normally you see a little bit of a boost for a
Right,
week or so. Just, I don't know if it's just people playing for pride, the new energy, but it's an element that, has to be taken into account.
right.
So, man, so we got that in the play. We got a short week, coming on Saturday, traveling across country. So, I mean, there's some things that you got to be mindful of because again, Chargers have not played good. Their defense has been bad. Uh, their starting quarterback is out for the year. So, I mean, there's obviously some things in the Bills' favor, but there's still some undeniable stuff that needs to be in consideration. So, I mean, my biggest thing this week is don't shoot yourself in the foot. This is not a game where I think Josh needs to go out and throw for 400, throw for 350. But I need you to not have that three turnover game because that's what kept superior or inferior teams in the games this
Yep,
season. You're giving Denver four turnovers. You're
right.
giving Jets three turnovers. You're giving New England multiple turnovers. That's what keep bad teams in the games. So I need the Bills just to go in there, take care of business. I'm not saying don't be aggressive, but definitely pick your spots. Don't turn over the ball 4 or 5 times, and it should be a relatively smooth sailing. But I mean,
Yeah,
I think that's the biggest thing, and you know, don't let Khalil Mack and Bosa destroy your O line.
yeah. And I think that's all it boils down to. There's no one-on-one matchup that's really sexy in this game. I mean, JC Jackson left the Chargers, so now he's back with the Patriots, and I think he's even on IR now. So there's no wide receiver corner matchup to look out for.
Yeah, I mean, Derwin James is a
Got Derwin James
dog.
out there. Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, I would have to watch more Chargers games to see why it's been so silent, as far as him goes. But we know Khalil Mack's playing at a tough level, so I'll
Yeah, my
say
man got 16 sacks, something like that.
I'll say
Stupid.
Khalil Mack versus any of our tackles would be probably the key matchup from a
Mhm.
from an inside the trenches standpoint because Khalil Mack he can go on either side, and he can cause fits. But the one thing I got confidence in is Deion Dawkins, Spencer Brown, and then the overall game plan on offense, being able to target a player and say, "Hey, we want to eliminate him." Because Bills have been very good at doing that this year. It went back to Max Crosby for me.
Mhm.
Max Crosby, we played him early in the year, and we say, "Yo, we should blow out the Raiders, but we need to keep hands on Max Crosby," and we did just that. So to me, this really reminds me of that Raiders game where it's like, listen, we know the quarterback ain't gonna beat us, but we need to eliminate that pass rush. And for us, it's really keeping an eye on Khalil Mack and just taking him out the picture, whether it's
Yeah,
running.
and even against some other teams with because like Raiders, it's just Max Crosby and a bunch of dudes. But last week, it's not just Micah Parsons. You got Demarcus Lawrence, who's also a dog. Philly comes with a good pass rush. Kansas City comes with a good pass rush. So the Jets has a good pass rush.
Right.
So it's even when there's multiple players, the Bills have done a good job of either leaving someone in there to chip, scheming around them, being able to run directly at them. So like they've been having a counterpunch to good defensive ends.
Yeah,
And
like not, yeah,
yeah,
like
it's in the Bill. What Bills struggle with, like usually when they have issues, it's usually up the middle. It hasn't really been defensive ends that have been, game wreckers. It's usually been from that defensive tackle position that really wreaks havoc on the Bills. Because when you're playing against Josh Allen, you have to rush super disciplined. You can't just go balls to the wall and go after because if you leave a lane there for Josh, it's a wrap.
yeah, like I what I was going to mention too was it slipped my mind. It'll come back, but like I know for sure they've done a good job week in and week out eliminating a defensive line player from just wrecking the game plan.
Mhm.
Like I mentioned, we went down to playing 4 or 5 straight teams who had one of those playmakers
Right.
up front, and we ain't really hear much about them. Like we played Philly, didn't hear much about Fletcher Cox, didn't hear much about Jalen Carter. We played Kansas City, didn't hear much about Chris Jones. Played Miami early in the year, didn't hear much about Jalen Phillips. Like
Yeah, Washington did nothing
Washington,
up front,
yeah,
and they got
we
some.
already talked
They
about Mac.
had some dogs up front.
Right. So like I love it. That means that our offensive line is taking care of business. On the flip side, though, defensive matchup wise, I'm just looking at our front seven, just continuing to just create pressure, and just force them out of what they're comfortable with so that we can get them off the field. Because this should be a game where it's a lot of 1, 2, 3 and outs. If we stop the run, which they don't even run Eckler like they used to anymore anyway, but if we stop the run early and force them in third and long, this should be a game where Greg Rousseau eat. This should be a game where Ed Oliver eat. Because this quarterback, even though I know they say he ain't been in the league 4 or 5 years, and even though he hasn't started much, he's a smart guy, all that stuff. All right, that's cute and all that. But I don't know if you ever seen a guy like Ed Oliver up the middle with 4 spin moves in your face in 2 seconds. I don't know if he's seen a guy
Uh,
with Greg Rousseau and the type of wingspan he got, or Leonard Floyd who can bend and get to you in 1.5 seconds. So I'm looking for that front seven to attack. I'm looking for our corners, obviously, to hold down their part. I don't think it's no Keenan Allen or nothing crazy. So I'm not really worried about their receivers. Like they're not scaring me. You know what I mean? Mike Well and fucking what is it, the rookie Quentin Johnston. I'm not. I'm
yeah.
sorry. Those bigger
And at the
physical.
end of the day, it's Easton Stick. No disrespect to Easton Stick, but the way the defense been playing and gave Dak fits, gave Patrick Mahomes fits, gave Jalen Hurts fits. If they're capable of doing that to three, well, I'll say two top tier quarterbacks and a very close to top tier quarterback, I'm only imagining what they can do to Easton Stick.
Right. And that's where I'm at. Like I said, I don't mean to make it seem like we the 84 Bears, but like you said, no way should that guy be doing anything close to lighting up this defense. And like I said,
Right.
I mean, you mentioned it already though. Like they can't turn the ball over. And they have to try to send a message early. Like the Bills play best when they jump on you early. They're able to pin their ears back. And as we notice now in the last week or so, when they can hand that ball off and
Mm-hmm.
7 here, 5 here, 8 here, 15 here, 20 here. Because now I got you on your heels. And now all I'm going to do is set you up for a play action. And if I set you up with a play action with Josh Allen,
Mm-hmm. With a
bye,
shaky defense.
listen, bye bye. Because I'm telling you right now, ain't too much you're going to be able to do when Josh Allen put his feet in the ground and you got Diggs running down the field, 40 yards down the field with his hand like this. Or Davis down the field wide the hell open. Hopefully we can hit him on one soon.
Right. Just got to find him or actually hit him. Right, right, right.
Right. And that leads me to my next question, man. We always like to go for some key players who we feel like might have big games. Do you got anybody who you think might have a coming to the coming alive game, or what you got any statistical predictions for this game?
Yeah, I mean, I was definitely wrong last week. I said Dallas is going to be a Dawson Kincaid game, and yeah, that man ain't hit the stat. Well, no, he hit the stat sheet with drops, but
Oh, Dalton.
yeah, so I was definitely wrong with that. But I'm going. This is when we see Von Miller get a sack this week. I think it's. I mean, again, he's still not playing at a Von level. I mean, he gets close every now and again, but he's still running himself out of some rush lanes. But I think this is a week he definitely gets on the scorecard with a sack. So I'm going Von Miller sack on defense,
Okay.
and it's only a matter of time for Gabe Davis to get back into the swing of things. So I'm going Gabe Davis at least 75 yards and a touchdown this week. I mean, going catchless in 4 out of the last 6, I can't continue. So I'm going, at least 75 yards receiving plus 1 receiving touchdown for Mr. Gabriel Davis.
All right, I like it. Because I was on the Gabe train. I've been on the Gabe train now for like 3 weeks. Like, yo, this has
Something
to
got to
be the week.
give.
I'm like, this has to be the week when you're gonna get in the end zone and have a big game. But I'm with you on that. I got Gabe having a big game. Whether it's 4 catches, 5 catches, I think he's gonna have like 80 plus yards. I'll give him in a touchdown. And then on the
Yeah,
flip
that's my prediction, fam. I just
side,
said
it
that.
it is. But
You gonna add 5 yards to
all
it,
right, all right. So I'll say I agree with you on the Gabe Davis. I'll give you a different one.
my
I'll give
man.
James Cook, over 100 yards rushing, and will sit the entire fourth quarter. I'll give
Okay.
you that prediction. I'll say James Cook over 100 yards. May not get in the end zone, but I think he'll have some big runs that'll lead to some opportunities for the tight ends for Gabe Davis. But I'll get Cook. He keeping that motion going, getting over 100 yards, and then defensively, I do have a defensive touchdown, so I got Taron Johnson.
Hey, come on, defensive touchdown. Yeah, we do for a defense. We ain't had one in a few
Yeah.
weeks. It's
And
been a minute.
I believe it's due for Taron Johnson because Taron Johnson has just been all over the field.
He's been playing
Like,
a hell of a game, and I'm excited that they added a third receiver spot to the All Pro or slot receiver spot. So I
yep,
need to see Taron get his recognition that that's overly deserved.
he needs to because he's been doing this now consistently for like 5 years.
Years now, bro. Like my man has just been he I think he's so good we just take it for granted.
Yeah, he's Mr.
Like
Reliable.
I don't think about the slot at all because I like Taron out there.
Yep.
I'm good. I don't think about it. I know no one is gonna just eat and destroy the team from there. It's like, oh, be good. Throw
And it's
seven
crazy.
out there.
Right. And it's crazy because that's a big part of today's game. Like today's game involves a lot of receiver motion, a lot of the best receivers on teams, especially at creating space.
Right.
And
Coming out of the slot.
so like the fact that he's able to eliminate that, like CeeDee Lamb went to the slot and it was almost like we ain't had to worry about nothing. It was like,
Right.
all
All
right,
right, we
here,
good.
here. Yeah, we
Yeah,
good.
please stay in the slot because that's our best matchup on you is probably seven.
Exactly. So I got Taron Johnson pick six. Obviously I think everybody on the front four will have a great day. I'm looking forward to seeing whether Puna 4 to be activated to see if he's able to do anything. Because
Yeah, I'm hoping he's able to be active, but Daquan Jones opened up his practice window, or they opened up his practice window. So I don't know if he'll be ready for this week or not. But with Jordan Phillips having a surgery, maybe going on IR, maybe not, it's gonna open the door for either Puna or Jones return.
listen, give me Daquan Jones week 18 in Miami. That's all I'm worried about.
Give me listen. Let Puna 4 hold it down these next 2 weeks. Have Jones ready for Miami.
Yeah. Because that's listen, if I can get Daquan Jones with what's his name? What's his name? Linval.
Yeah, Joseph.
Oh yeah, Linval Joseph in a rotation with Ed Oliver and fucking Tim Settle.
It's 3rd and 1. I got Joseph and Jones out there. Oh yeah.
Forget about it. And I'll fuck around, put Ed Oliver on the edge and put Greg on the other side and be like, run that ball.
Go to work.
Yeah, do it. You know what I mean? It's 4th and 2. Go ahead to it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Daquan Jones working himself back in. And yeah, that's what I got statistically. As far as score, what you thinking, man? Talk to me.
I don't see Chargers scoring more than 13, 14 points at best.
You
I,
trying
I
to
yeah, I just don't think they got the horses. Um, unless they come out playing some crazy inspired ball and the new coaches and stuff give them a big boost, Antonio Pierce type boost. I mean, I don't see him putting up massive points at all. So I don't think this game will be relatively close. So I'm going 34-13.
mm,
I think it'd be a pretty again another pretty stress-free game.
right. Yeah, I was thinking along the lines because I was on before I forget, want to shout out the Overdue Bills podcast. They had me jump on there yesterday.
Hey,
My guy Rad reached out to me, man, and him and Matt were hosting yesterday. So I gave him a prediction that I'm about to give y'all. Pretty much, it might be the same one. But it was 38-13 Bills. Um, it seems like everybody thinking the same thing though. Like they may get one or two scores, two if they lucky. Bills, I see them once again getting in the 30s just because I feel like they're playing with so much confidence that you have to be a defense that got to be clicking on all cylinders to be able to stop Cook, stop Josh, stop Diggs, stop Kincaid. Like Bills can throw a lot at you. You know, Khalil Shakir, Dawson Knox, Latavius Murray, Ty Johnson. Shit, Ty Johnson can't go. Fucking Leonard Fournette. So it's like they can throw so much at you that I don't know, especially after going through the defenses that we just went through. I don't know if there's a defense out there that's going to keep up. Because what defense haven't we seen yet? Maybe San Francisco. Okay, I'll give you that. But guess what? We don't have to worry about that until maybe the Super Bowl. So, like, we will not see another elite defense the rest of the way. We can actually say that out loud. So granted, if we make it to the Super Bowl and maybe the Niners, but we've legit played all of the top 5 defenses statistically in the league. The Dallas
yeah, I
Cowboys.
think only defense we haven't seen that's top tier is Cleveland.
Oh, right. Can't forget about Cleveland. So yeah,
Yeah.
Cleveland as well. So, but outside of that, after playing the way we just played against those 4 defenses, I'm cool. Because guess what? Myles Garrett, guess what? We'll just put a plan for you, right? All your
Hmm.
other guys we'll figure out, but Miles Garrett, we're gonna pay attention to your ass and we're gonna eliminate you just the way we did all the other 5, 6, 7 guys that we eliminated. The Khalil Macks, the Max Crosbys, the fucking we already listed them all before, but the Micah Parsons. You in that same group. Like I love Miles Garrett, but he in that
One of the
same
best in the league, might be the best.
right. He in that same group though. So it's not like the Bills gonna see an alien.
Right,
Like, yeah, all right. We just gotta strap up and play ball. And it helps when your quarterback is about as big as Miles Garrett.
right. Couple pounds lighter.
Couple miles lighter. Like I know Miles Garrett jacked up. Shout out to the
Hmm.
muscles, but Josh the type to take that challenge and be like, dog, I'll still get by you. Hopefully I don't got to get by you in the open field, but I'll still get by you. Uh,
Right.
but now I got a 38-13. Keep it simple. I think Bills are resting Josh Allen by like 10 minutes in the fourth quarter and just getting him ready for New England. Because I really feel like if Bills play their best ball, and we already mentioned already, don't turn over the ball, control the tempo, play with good pace, play good sound defense. There's not a team in the league that can beat them. And they proved that last week. You can blame it on rain, you can blame it on this, you can blame it on that. Is the fucking NFL. Dallas had a chance to try to really lock in and get in that 1 seed, and them motherfuckers had 3 points going into like 6 minutes into the fourth quarter.
Right. Now I need them to take care of business against Miami, though.
Oh yeah.
Come on, Dallas. Let's go, Dak.
We
Get
and
your
we
money
about
back.
and we about to go with our predictions, our gimmies of the week and our upsets because that's a combo to be had. But definitely a big Dallas fan this week. Hey, never rooted for the Cowboys in my life,
It's
but
happening this week, though.
it's happening this week. Dallas, yo, Dak, you my fantasy quarterback too. So shout out to y'all in the fantasy playoffs. I know I'm in it. C Hill, I just want to let you know if you're listening, and I may just fucking tag you to listen to this part. My bad. You had me. You
You
know
in
what
the
I mean?
winning?
Bruh. Ended up winning. Yo, he listen, it's like that little meme where he be like, he had me in the
You
first
had me in the half hour. I ain't gonna lie.
I think we went into Sunday morning. He had a 78% chance of beating me. And I'm like, oh
Who
man.
came through for you?
Oh man, listen.
Everybody.
Baker Mayfield with 37.
Ooh, 37 from Baker. Ooh, that
Listen,
hurt.
you know who my running back is? Mr. Jimbo Cook with 36.
Oh,
And
so say no more.
yeah, I don't even gotta say no more. You know what I mean? I mean, David Njoku, you know what I mean, gave me like 27, but like I'll be randomly, and this is how I got by in both my leagues so far. It's like I'll have like 2 or 3 just pop and just go stupid. But
That's
one of my
all it takes.
yeah, but one of my best pickups this year was definitely like James Cook. Dak Prescott, of course, has helped me out a lot this year. But Baker Mayfield, like he's been my backup quarterback all year. The last like 2 out of the last 5 weeks, he done really like balled out. And I'm just like, oh, hey, Bake. So shout out to him, man. I ain't mean to beat you by 65, 70 points, C Hill, but you know what I mean? It'd be like that. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to do it to your own family.
Hey,
Yeah,
it had to happen, right?
on to the money. But nah, let's take a quick glance around the league. I'm trying to see if I have a gimme. Um,
The gimme for me this week is Bills Chargers. That's the gimme.
are you yeah. I mean, so I'll pick a different one, though, but I feel you on that.
Yeah, but I have another gimme that's not a gimme.
Okay.
It's not a gimme by the spread by any means. It's actually last time I looked, it was a pick 'em.
Okay.
But I got Tampa Bay over Jacksonville.
I like it.
That's my that's my lock of the
I
week.
like it. That's a toss up too. You're right.
It's Tampa Bay's been balling.
Yeah.
Jacksonville has been reeling. I think it's a bad time to run into Tampa when your quarterback is not completely healthy, one, and also your team has just been on shit the last 2, 3 weeks. So
Right.
I think Tampa's still fighting to win this division.
Okay.
Every game matters. And Jacksonville about to fuck around and fall out of that division race if they keep going this direction.
Okay. I like it. I'll give you my quick upset. This one may catch some people off guard. Some people already know how division games go, but I got the Raiders over the Chiefs.
Oh, that's at Kansas City.
Down goes Patty, so he can get more upset than he already is. But I just like what I just like what the Raiders are doing, just from a standpoint of just playing hard. Like it ain't even about their skill players. It's not about Devontae Adams and Josh Jacobs if he does play. I'm hoping he does because I got him in fantasy as well. But it's more so just about playing with passion. And I feel like going into Kansas City, they're gonna have their antennas up. They're gonna be like, listen, dog, we know we got this like 8% chance of going to the playoffs, but even if we don't make it, let's just play busters and just fuck with their emotions. And
Yeah,
let's
because
just
they're not getting to the playoffs, but it's for
yeah, I mean,
pride.
I think I saw they had a slim chance, but
They
right,
ain't gonna be there.
of course, right, right. But like being a division rival, oh, I'm walking up in Kansas City. If I'm Max Crosby, I got my cigar in the locker room. I got my shades on ready so they can
Yo,
interview.
you know what? I would love for this to happen because I would love to see how Mahomes and Kansas City responds to that.
Oh, of course.
Because they haven't, even last week when they won, they're not clicking.
Oh yeah.
Tony, I would be ready to cut his ass at this
Oh, yeah.
point.
Yeah,
He not seeing the field. If I'm Andy Reid, bro, you're not even getting on this field no more.
that
But
whole
with
team
Guy
would be
Moore
hurt.
going on IR, somebody got to play. But I'd be real quick to be like, yo, bro, you don't deserve a spot on this 53 right now.
Yeah, that they've been real emotional lately. So I would just like to see them like right before January because we talking about this the last game of December. So right before January, seeing them and their fans panic.
Yeah, them
That's
boys ain't got it. Again, you still got Mahomes, Kelsey, and Reed, so that can obviously change in a blink of an eye. But right now, I don't think them boys really strike fear into any good team.
okay. And you know what I'm gonna say for my lock of the week? It's a tough one because I was about to lean in a different direction, but I think I'm gonna go Seahawks Titans. Titans obviously they're just fighting the fight. Seahawks need this game.
Yeah,
So
they came out with a big win on Monday night,
yeah,
man. Big win.
big win, and you possibly looking at my last fantasy update, you getting most likely Gino back. Gino been my QB1 in one of my leagues, and it sounds crazy saying that, but Gino been balling. So like if you get a healthy Gino back with that wide receiver core, with the running back that they have, with the defense playing the way they are, I see them doing that, and I see them possibly scaring a team wild card weekend if they do get in. Uh,
Hmm.
not really San Fran or anything like that, but if Philly and Dallas don't get it together, you might run into a Seattle and might get what you looking for. So
Right.
I got Seattle as the give me of the week over
They're a
Tennessee.
scrappy team, man. They're a
Right.
scrappy
You
team.
don't want to play toe to toe with them. Like those one of those teams you don't want to get in a shootout with because you just don't know which way the ball gonna bounce. They got two
Yeah,
rangy corners. You know, we already know about Tariq Woolen, but they got what's the other rookie? I think he's still playing Witherspoon.
yeah, Witherspoon or Weatherspoon,
So like
whatever. Yeah.
Witherspoon, right? We already know about Quandre Q Diggs in the
Yeah,
back.
and
Like,
you know receivers they showing up with. You got
oh yeah,
Metcalf,
yeah,
you
DK
got
Metcalf,
Lockett, you
got
got
the rookie JSN.
JSN.
Right.
So
So yeah,
yeah,
and Kenneth Walker.
it's a scrap. And shout out to Drew Lock though, man. He
Oh
he
yeah.
showed up in ball, man.
Listen, Dulac is very underrated as a backup. I'll say this: like he won't probably be a starter in the league, but as a backup, he a guy, and he showed it in years past with Denver. You could
You can
throw
do
him,
a lot worse as a backup.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
you're
you
not
could throw
starting
him,
for my team, no, Drew, but
yeah.
you a scrappy dude. And you showed up, man.
You better than Mitch Trubisky and some of these other backups in the league.
Yeah,
So
Mason Rudolph, Mr. Biscuit, they all trash. But that actually leads me perfectly what I was about to go into. I just wanted to look at the other games that are meaningful for the wild card, because again, we fighting for the division, but wild card is also still in play. So we got Cincinnati versus Pittsburgh. Cincinnati 8-6, Pittsburgh 7-7. I think we need Pittsburgh to show up, try to take care of Cincinnati. Right now, they still catching lightning in the bottle, somehow getting wins with Jake Browning and no Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, just catching Hail Mary loft passes all day. But hopefully Pittsburgh take care of business there. Sunday, Indy against Atlanta. We need Atlanta to finally show up and do something consistently.
please, come on, Bajan
Like they
Robinson.
they, they lose in the most strange ways, but they going back from Ritter and they throwing Heineke back in. I think, yeah. I don't even know. I forgot who their quarterbacks are at this point, but they benching Ritter again. But that team pisses me off because you got way too much talent on offense
Yo,
to be
they don't even use
trash.
Cordell Patterson no more.
No, they don't shit. They don't even use Pitts. Bro, you a top 5 pick or top 10 pick, and you're
Bring him to
not using
Buffalo.
him.
Well, nah, never mind, never mind. I
And
take
not
that.
anymore.
We
Yeah.
got Dog Kincaid. Right,
Yeah,
right,
not
right.
anymore. But like, yo, you got him, man. You got Drake London. Like, you got dogs on your team, and I'm just like, yo, man,
They
y'all
wasted
fucking.
they wasted Bajan Robinson talent over there.
Yeah, yeah. And I didn't even mention Bijan.
Right.
Like he not getting nearly enough touches a game. Like I know it's a rookie and you want to ease him in, yada yada yada. But listen, it's been money time for y'all for a month now.
Yeah.
That NFC South is still in play, and y'all still getting my man what 8, 9 carries a game, 10 touches.
It pissed me off because I got him in fantasy. Just pissing me off.
Yeah. So we got Cleveland and Houston. At this point, we need Cleveland just to step up and just take that fifth
Five
wild
seed.
card
Yeah,
spot.
go ahead,
Yeah,
take that five.
lock that 5 seed in. But we need
Go
them to
ahead,
take care
Joey
of Houston.
Flacco.
Because right now, Houston Shroud is not looking like he's going to play this week. So it's going to be either Davis Mills or Case Keenum. So I need Cleveland to take care of business at this point. Um, yeah, the Jacksonville Tampa game, that might come and play, but I still want Tampa to come and play. If New England can somehow beat Denver, don't expect it.
Right,
But it'd be nice if they can show up and get a dub for us.
right.
Uh, and obviously the Dallas Miami game. What's your thoughts on that one? Who do you think gonna pull it out? Because I mean, both of these teams are good teams, but neither one of them have beaten another real top tier team as of yet, or even a team with a winning record. I think Dallas has one, but Miami hasn't beaten anybody yet.
You
So
said Dallas or Miami?
yeah, like what's your thoughts going in?
I mean, honestly, for real, obviously we rooting for Dallas, but realistically speaking, I feel like Dallas's defense matches up better with Miami, mainly because Miami hasn't proven, even though they got the talent at running back. I mean, Raheem is having a fucking tremendous year. They got the other guy back. Can't even say his last name right now. Goddamn Alvin.
A-Chan,
Yeah, A Chan, B Chan, whatever
he
his
hurt. I don't even know if he healthy. He hurt every other
name.
game. It felt like,
So
but
they got the horses if they committed to it to run the ball and try to
Mhm.
copy the Bills. But knowing Miami, they're gonna probably still try to run the offense where they spread the ball
Yeah,
around.
they based on how the game last week went, I think it's a game script that Miami could follow because again, like you said, the running back talent is there. I mean, they got a lot of injuries on the O line. I don't know if they'll be able to, really push and make the
Yeah, they
holes like they
online not
need
like
to.
ours. I will say that. Yeah,
Yeah, but
it could be interesting, but I expect to be real with you. I expect Dallas to win that game by at least 10 points.
do you? Okay.
Yeah. I look at it as a
In
emotional
Miami?
in Miami because I think that Dallas is gonna feel like they got embarrassed last week. And most teams, after they get hit like that and they have talent, like it's not like Dallas don't got talent. So
Right.
the talent Dallas has, if they play with any amount of fire, like think about it, Miami coming off a 30-point win.
Hmm.
Dallas is coming off being beaten down by 21. So will Miami have urgency? Of course. They want to stay on top. They know the Bills is coming. Cool. But it's one thing to be at the top of the division and just coming off a 30-point win and being where Dallas is at, where it's like, uh, we need to fuck around and make a statement. All right. We on the road. Everybody's saying we can't play on the road. You know what I mean? They starting to question us. So I think that I think those veterans on that team, led by Dak Prescott, and you talk about the guys up front that they have on defense, I think they're gonna be ready to make a statement. So
Hmm.
I'm expecting that game maybe to be 30-20, something in that range. And like I said, they got the defense to play with Miami. They got
That's what
give
I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to see Dallas's secondary against Miami's receivers. Because again, you already know what Miami's showing up with, especially if Hill is healthy and ready to roll. But they got some good boys in that secondary. So like I'm really curious to see that secondary versus this receiving core. And I'm curious to see how Miami's O line handle Parsons. Because we know that Tua is not the most mobile in the pocket and obviously outside of the pocket. So if Parsons can put his impact on the game, it's different than, Josh back there being able to escape the pocket and do what he do outside. So
it's gonna be a fun game to
it's
watch.
gonna be a fun game. I'm
Game is
happy that this game
Sunday,
is
Sunday
Sunday night.
4:25.
Yeah, oh yeah, not night, Sunday 4:25, but should be the national window. So I think everybody should get that game.
I can't wait. I'll be traveling that game, so that'll be right when I get back from seeing my youngin. So I'll be dialed in as soon as I touch down on that couch. I'm gonna be ready to rock and roll because that's a big game for a lot of reasons, and I think you're gonna get their best. I just think Dallas is just maybe a tad more hungry coming off of a L. Um, and yeah, it is what it is. But y'all, like we always say, man, we talked a bunch. We just happy that the Bills got us still locked in going into Christmas because
Still alive, baby.
plenty times we went into Christmas, we went into the New Year's, and it was like, yeah, the
Already talking
Bills
about the draft.
got yeah, what we doing in the draft? But nah, we gotta hold that off for a little while. We appreciate y'all for obviously tuning in when we can, when y'all can, whether it's on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, whatever the case may be. We appreciate you all. This is the fun time of the year because we really get a chance to talk playoff football. We get to talk about what's the chances of us getting in, wild card weekend, all of those things. It's all in play right now, and that's the beautiful part about being a Bills fan. Z, anything else you want to hit it with before we sign off?
Hey man, let's go Bills. Let's go take care of business in LA. Hopefully it's a big contingency of Bills fans out in LA this week.
Yes, sir.
Chargers don't have the strongest fan base, so hopefully that stadium is full of Bills fans and we can just bring Mafia out there with us and they can party with us.
The Mafia. You already know, man. But this is Inside the Zone with V and Z. This your boy Vel.
And your boy Z, we'll see y'all next week.
Peace out,
Yes,
motherfucker.
sir.
Peace.